Hey everyone, we made a quick stop down to Carowinds today to take a look at some of the park. Carowinds in recent years has really been upping their theming game, and we wanted to look at 3 of the areas of the park that we feel are especially well themed. I really like to see what they're doing. We like a good themed experience, so it's cool that Carowinds is going this direction. We'll also be going to take a look at a few of other things in the park that we find to be especially interesting, so let's go take a look at the first area of theming in the park. Here's an overview of the map of Carowinds. The 3 areas that we're going to be focusing on for the purposes of this video are the Carolina Boardwalk, the County Fair, and Aeronautica Landing. The first area we wanted to highlight is the Carolina Boardwalk, highlighted by this lighthouse. That's how you know that you're in the boardwalk area, when you run by this lighthouse. They also have some games and restaurants along here. They have the Pier 73 Boardwalk Supply Company, basically a surf shop type area. Has drinks, candy, shirts, and hats. They also have Rita's, which is kind of beachy, I guess. At least the building that it's in looks kind of beachy. That's good summer food. Noteworthy, they have these signs all along the boardwalk area that look retro. Race your gator at Alligator Alley, win a prize, advertising a racing game that they have along here. They also have one of the coolest facades for a mouse coaster, the Ricochet. Looks very boardwalk beachy. At night, the sign, you can probably tell, lights up. So it's a really cool touch to what is a pretty basic, simple coaster. There's a football toss game where you can win a bunch of different flags of sports teams. They have an airbrush place over here for airbrush t-shirts. The building here looks particularly like it's beachy. Airbrushing is also a very beachy sort of thing, so it makes sense to have it here. And here is Alligator Alley. It's a water squirting game racing the alligators along these trails here. And the second sign advertising Alligator Alley a little ways from the lighthouse. This is kind of tucked away and hard to see behind the football toss game, but there's this old-time looking billboard for Coke with the Carowinds logo down in the corner back here. Right next to the Rita's, they have a fun little facade with an ice-cold Coke logo on there and a sign that says showers, as if you're very sandy from getting off the beach and you need to rinse off. There's a big Chickies and Pete's in this building, which in itself isn't very exciting because it's a chain restaurant, but the architecture of the building is really awesome. Fits the area really well. An old wooden building, looks like it's been by the sea for a long time. They also have the boathouse there on the side of Chickies and Pete's where you get corn dogs and other snacks, as well as a little bar over there where you can get your alcoholic beverages. I really like the architecture of this building a lot. It's probably my favorite part of this area. Here's a better look at the front of the building, known as the Carolina Boatworks. You can see they have 2 ships up at the top. The one on the right is known as the Bimini Twist. So if anyone ever has any Carowinds trivia, there's a trivia question for you. Bimini Twist is that boat. And of course, what kind of beachy themed area would be complete without lifeguard chairs and surfboards and lifesaver rings on the ground? That's a small, subtle little detail, but it's pretty cool. And by the way, yes, there is an actual boardwalk through this area. The whole thing isn't boards, but at least a good chunk of it is made of boards. Walking in from the other direction, there's actually a big billboard here to let you know that you're coming into the Carolina Boardwalk. They also have another sign over here telling you to ride the Ricochet mouse coaster, so that's kind of cool. They have a couple of other signs in here. There's a matching sign for Ride the Gold Rush. Or see the Carolinas, which the Carolina Gold Rush is right through here. This is the line for that ride right here. A fun little addition, the Carolina Gold Rusher is celebrating its 50th anniversary this season, the little mine train coaster they have here. So if you buy your photo that they take on the ride, you can get this limited edition pin for the purchase of the print. It's a nice little pin, and it's really cool that they have an exclusive pin just for buying the picture on the ride. So of course we had to get the picture and the pin so you could see what the pin looks like. So it comes on this cool back that mentions the Carolina Gold Rusher. And here it is right here. I'm making sure to hold it so you can see a hand for size reference. It's a pretty average size pin, and also you notice it says while supplies last, so if you're interested in the pin, make sure you get there and get it soon. As you leave the Carolina Boardwalk, you come to the Carowinds County Fair, themed to a late 50s North Carolina, South Carolina County Fair. So a lot of fair style rides. There is one coaster in this area, however. That coaster is the Flying Cobras, which is your classic boomerang coaster. This one actually has a little bit of a storyline, however. It's about a couple of stunt pilots here. This pilot named Flip, and this other pilot named Chet. That gives you a little bit of their backstory over here too. The Flying Cobras also has a plane hovering above a seating area in front of the coaster, which is appropriate for a couple of stunt pilots, but it also relates to an area we'll be visiting later in the video. It probably comes as no surprise that an area themed to a fair has a lot of fair food. Here you see Fair Fries, which has hot dogs and loaded fries. Unfortunately, it's not open at the moment. Past that, we have the Rock and Roller, which is a Music Express style ride. Probably 50s themed music on that ride. In addition to Fair Fries, they also have County Fair Funnel Cakes, which, as the name implies, sells funnel cakes. And also soft serve ice cream and your standard drinks. So not a great meal place, but a great snack place. You have your 1950s style bathrooms. You have yet another water squirting game over here. They sure love their water squirting games, water races at this park. I love the fake old-time advertisements they have on this wall here. I kind of hate that they go back in the distance with no walkway to get to them, so we can't see all of them that well, but the ones we can see are kind of cool. They have Electro Spin, which I refer to generically as a fan ride. Kind of holds you up there and spins you forwards and backwards. I've only ridden one time. I actually liked it, but I just haven't had a chance to get back on it again. This doesn't really seem like it fits the theme of the 1950s, however. But I do like what they're predicting for the 1960s and 70s in the background of this ride. It's kind of funny. Here are the signs for the 70s, the 90s, and 2000s. Of note, there's no sign for the 1980s, so I guess even scientists couldn't predict the kind of crazy stuff that went on in the 80s. They have a couple of signs located along the walkway where you can stick your head through and take your picture. Here's one of them. It's a blast at the Carowinds County Fair. I know it doesn't say APTA, but it makes more sense that way. And here's another one of the signs. This one's actually good for 4 people with the Carowinds County Fair at the bottom. The interesting thing about this particular sign is that you can see they have the first place, the second place, and the judge's choice. Who's going to be the one who just participated? They also have the Do-Si-Do, which unfortunately just went down, so we can't get it in action. But it's just like a ride at many of the other Cedar Fair parks. Kaleidoscope at Dorney Park, or the Bad Apple at King's Dominion. It just basically spins around. It's almost like a scrambler, except it goes a little bit higher in the air and kind of tilts you to the side more. You can tell from the fencing that it's kind of themed to doing a dance with your partner. And at the far end of the county fair area is the Zephyr, which is your traditional swing ride. Now this definitely is a fair style ride. No real frills about this, just your average swings. But if you like swings, there you go. Here's another one for you to ride. Since Carowinds is right on the North Carolina-South Carolina border, I love that they have this sign right here pointing you to the left is South Carolina, whose capital is Columbia, and to the right is North Carolina, whose capital is Raleigh. It's kind of cool that they keep telling you how to find each of the 2 states and where the dividing line is. And as you're leaving the county fair, here's the back side of their sign. This is the way we can tell that it's the 1958 county fair. See you again in 1959. And if you notice a small detail, the 9 on there. It looks like a patch, so they just keep covering up the final digit each year and keep reusing the same sign, so it probably has an 8 underneath of here, which is a really nice attention to detail here. Makes me wonder what they would do for next year. If they were going to change it to 1960, they'd have to get a whole new sign up here. On the fence about visiting Carowinds and you're into any of these musical acts, here's a little incentive to come visit. Over the summer they're having Leanne Rimes, Bret Michaels, Toby Mac, Brett Young, Brantley Gilbert, Skillet, Sugar Ray, Flo Rida, and Russell Dickerson all visit over the coming months for the Carowinds Music Fest. Since we're into the 51st year of Carowinds operation, they're currently doing a BOGO deal on any 50th apparel items. They have buy one, get one free of equal or lesser value. Notice that it specifically says apparel, so this hoodie would count. These socks, I believe, would count, but the snow globe, this bear, I don't believe would count. Neither would these water bottles. But still, there's a lot of apparel here that you can get that's 50th logo. The Hive at 325, the Fury gift shop, has some new Fury merchandise, or at least new to us. I'm not entirely sure how much of this merchandise is new for 2024, but it's things that I personally don't recognize, so I wanted to mention it because it's pretty cool looking. They have a selection of Fury hats. They have this neon colored Feel the Sting t-shirt giving the stats on the coaster. Let's see if there's anything on the other side of the shirt. Has a Feel the Sting logo. They also have a Fury poster. I believe this was here last year. I don't think this is new for 2024. But this is interesting. You can see they have a Fury coaster model. They've had this for a long. Next to it, though, is a double-sized Fury model, so you can get an extra large version of the Fury coaster model if you're a real big fan. They also have this Fury 325 drawstring backpack. And this Fury coaster scape of the first drop. They also, right next to that, I should mention, they have a Copperhead Strike version. So yeah, this may or may not be new for 2024, but I don't remember seeing these Fury items when we were here in December. Jen's checking out this Fury 325 t-shirt. For $26.99, you can take a look at the back of the shirt. It's got a really cool design on the back. I really like the bee or the hornet that they use on their logo. They really put it on everything. They also have a long sleeve version of that same shirt design. Same on the front too. They have this 3/4 sleeve shirt with the same Fury logo. A sweatshirt and a tank top. The tank top, since the price tag is easy to find, is $28.99. They have another t-shirt, a little mug, and some tumblers as well.
Yeah, let's go do
And this isn't really a new item, but I really like this. They have a squishable bee for Fury 325 that's holding a golden ticket for Best Steel Coaster. You can also find most or all of this newer Fury merchandise in the gift shop at the very front of the park, the large gift shop. They have one as soon as you enter on the left, but then a little bit farther in they have another one that's bigger, and the bigger one has these items. Similar to King's Dominion losing the Dale Earnhardt Intimidator 305 naming rights, the Intimidator at Carowinds also had the same situation. This ride that used to be Intimidator is now Thunder Striker. Unfortunately, this ride has also been down all day, so we haven't had the chance to ride it. Prior to our Winterfest 2023 visit, the last time we were at Carowinds was 2019. Right after we visited, they put this Afterburn time capsule on the ground right here, this patch of grass. So the sign says that they're going to open it in 2039 on the 20th anniversary of Afterburn. The patch of grass is right behind the photo pickup area in this little rounded metal area right before the Afterburn station. So if you can make it out here in 2039 to see what's been buried, that'll be a fun time. And of course our feature presentation, just opening up last year in 2023, Aeronautica Landing. This is the best themed area in this park right now. Aeronautica Landing starts right past the Boo Blasters building on the left, and you immediately know what you're getting yourself into by these planes hovering above the walkway and these plane fins off to the side. You can see that the ground looks like a landing strip with A23 written on it. There's also a sign over here that says AL23, which the AL23 stands for Aeronautica Landing, opened in 2023. So that's a nice touch. There's the sign that we saw earlier. There are 5 brand new rides in this area and also a retheming of their bumper car ride. The very first thing you come to as you enter the area is Terminal A, which is a brand new elevated brews and bites sit-down restaurant. That's technically a quick service restaurant, but they will bring your food to your table. They'll give you an order number and come deliver it right to you. So it's sort of a table service, sort of a quick service. I do like the exterior. They have the "Come Fly the Carolinas" mural on the wall of the restaurant. And right past that there is a restroom, which is perfect to be right next to a restaurant. Here's a quick pan through of the interior of Terminal A. It's very small inside. It's basically just a bar with a few tables to sit at outside of the bar. The cool thing is, over in the far corner here, they have some aviation items, a couple of jackets, which is kind of hard to see because the windows are very reflective in here. But you can see a couple of aviator jackets, and they also have this cool propeller in the window over here. But that's basically it for the inside of the restaurant. Underneath the bar, the ceiling does have a cool faux metallic look to it though, which is kind of neat. Even their napkins are themed in here, some great attention to detail. Occasionally on the plane screen out the windows at Terminal A, you'll see something flying by. Here you see a hot air balloon. As we've been sitting here, we've also seen a Zeppelin and a propeller plane carrying a banner. So it's kind of neat that occasionally things will fly by just for some ambiance. Here's a quick look at a commercial jet going by out the window. That's the first commercial jet we've seen while we were sitting here. Here's a look at their Terminal A menu with their elevated airport terminal food. They have a Terminal A burger, a grilled chicken sandwich, Asian spare ribs, an Asian salad, and stuffed portobello mushroom if you're eating vegan. They also have some shareables, a 16-inch pizza with garlic knots, some drunken waffle fries, charcuterie, Bavarian pretzel with cheese, and chicken wonton tacos, as well as 4 different desserts. And then on the back of the menu, they have a selection of cocktails: Aviation, Smoked Maple Old Fashioned, Pink Horizon, Pan Am Clipper, Life in the Clouds, the Peach Bomber, and a non-alcoholic Gear Spin Fizz, as well as your standard domestic imported craft beers, wines, sodas, and waters. We both ordered draft beers. If you order a draft beer in Terminal A, they give you the beer in this glass with the Aeronautica Landing logo on it. We asked, and she said that these glasses are souvenir glasses that you can take home if you choose to order it on tap. It doesn't say that on the menu, but I'm glad we asked. So for her meal, Jen got the Asian spare ribs, which comes with a side of waffle fries. And you can see you get about 3 ribs, it looks like, on the plate. And I got the Terminal A burger, which also comes with waffle fries. Here's a look inside. It has an egg on it too, which is always fun. So for Jen's spare rib, she said that she found the meat to be a little bit overdone and it didn't come off the bone very easily, which is a big knock when you're eating ribs. You really want that meat to fall off the bone. However, she did say that the Asian/Korean style sauce on there had a great flavor profile and she really enjoyed it. She said it was a little sweet, a little bit tangy, so that even though the meat was a little overdone, she still wanted to give this meal a B. And considering the fries were in there too, I wanted to mention her fries and my fries. We both thought the same thing. They were both excellent. They might even give Chick-fil-A's waffle fries a run for their money, which isn't something you would expect in a little restaurant at a theme park. So definitely recommend the fries. My burger was really great also. I would give the burger probably a B+. The only thing that keeps it from being a little bit of a higher grade is that they make it one temperature. They don't ask how rare you want the burger. So if they would ask that, that would be a big help. The burger is very messy, but that's to be expected from a burger with an egg on it. If you have a burger with an egg on it and it's not messy, then they're doing something wrong. With the arugula on there, the arugula in place of the lettuce is very soft. So if you want a nice crunch from your burger, you're not going to get it with this arugula. But it did add a nice flavor to it. I actually prefer the arugula to the lettuce personally. So yeah, I would say a B+ for this burger. Almost an A, not quite. Right across from Terminal A is the very punny named Frequent Fryers. They have a bunch of fried foods, including a shrimp and chips basket, a popcorn chicken and chips basket, and a basket of fries, as well as your standard beverages. Here's another one of these runway signs, W4LK or Walk. The area also has one of Jen's favorite things in the world, themed trash cans. Aeronautica Landing on all the trash cans in this area. This is the back side of the big Aeronautica Landing sign. They have all kinds of crates stacked up, and if you notice at the very top of the one on the far left is a drone delivering all the luggage. Also at the bottom, this crate has 9GP68, which has to mean something, though we haven't been able to figure out what it means. If any of you Carowinds historians know what it means, please let us know in the comments. We would appreciate it. Right past the Frequent Fryers restaurant on this air control tower is the sign for Hover and Dodge, which is their re-themed bumper cars. They did a really nice job with these bumper cars. Even the backdrop inside of here is really nicely themed. The theming for this ride is these bumper cars are supposed to be hovercrafts.
Attention test pilots. The time has come for you to board your hovercraft. Please secure all loose and valuable items. The use of cameras and cell phones is strictly prohibited, and Carowinds is not responsible for any articles lost or damaged during your test sequence. Once seated, please buckle your seatbelt. And
even the warning message is themed.
Anyone having
in front of the Hover and Dodge is another one of these airport signs, R4CR or Racer. Possibly race car, but I'm pretty sure they're going for Racer here. On the opposite side of this construction wall, I was able to see down into the area while sitting on Copperhead Strike at one point. It's basically just a small stretch of walkway leading into the Aeronautica Landing area. I guess they're doing some work on the pavement over there or something. I'm not entirely sure, but it's nothing major. It's just a very tiny stretch of land behind this wall. Hopefully it won't take them much longer. It'll come down. There'll be just a few feet more to this area. The next new ride we come to in the area is the Wind Star, which is this Dumbo style spinning ride, but you're in gliders. The cool thing is you push the bar in front of you forward to go up and pull it back toward you to go down. The ride will drop very quickly, unlike Dumbo, which is a slow hydraulic motion. This one you can go very quick up or down for a better thrill. Another thing with this ride that's different from Dumbo and similar rides is that these hang gliders can swing from side to side as well. So you have all kinds of control of the motion that you experience on this ride. I love this little model plane that they just have sitting here next to the Wind Star. Right past this cool little plane is another one of the signs, R1D3 or Ride. Here's a look at the gear spin right outside the flight training station. This is a Zamperla Nebula Z ride. They have one of these at Hershey Park as well, themed to Jolly Rancher. We've actually never ridden one of these just because the loading time is so incredibly slow. But they do have a cool touch out of here. You can see that this particular ride is powered by flight test fuel. Across from the gear spin, you have a row of carnival games. Here's Sky High Challenges, which is one of those hang from the bar as long as you can games, as well as a Fool the Guesser right next to it. Beyond that is one of the water squirting games called Hydroplane Rally. Try to raise the planes up to the top to be the first to win a prize. And then a basketball game called Air Shot. And because we're right by all of these games, there's another sign, PL4Y for play. Also at the end of the row of games, almost hidden from view when I was first starting to record, is Balloon Busters, your standard balloon popping game. One cool little thing here, they have this flight rewards along these games on this row. All 5 of these games, you have to play all 5 of them and win all 5 of them, and you get an exclusive souvenir pin. I'm notoriously bad at these kinds of games, so I'm not even going to take a crack at that, but I do love pins, and it's nice that they make this an option here. Tucked away behind the balloon popping game is Gyro Force, the ride that I like to call a roulette wheel style ride, also known as a chance ride satellite. I really enjoy these rides. I especially like this particular one. It has a lot of good theming. If you can see the backdrop behind the ride when it goes down, it says low blinker fluid on the screen back there, which I find very funny for some reason. Past Gyro Force is this food truck and a little tiny eating area and a festival of music backdrop. This area here used to be the 4D theater where they housed the Plants vs. Zombies 4D attraction. It was a little shooter game where you sat and shot at the screen. It was a really fun game. Jen and I are both big fans of Plants vs. Zombies, and it's a shame to see that it's gone now, but I hope that once the Festival of Music is over, not to discount the Festival of Music, but once it's over, I'm hoping that they put something fun in this space, but I'm not going to get my hopes up because they're really not doing anything with the 4D Theater at King's Dominion either. They also have this cool little plane right behind the 4D Theater as well. So 2 little model planes sitting around here. The center of the area features a few seats for people to rest their feet, along with this statue that they refer to as the Founders statue. Has a plaque. Well, it's not actually a plaque, it's a picture that almost looks like a plaque. So it's dedicated to all those who made the dream of reaching the skies a reality. They call this the centerpiece of the area, even though it's kind of tucked away in the back of the area. Still a really cool statue though. 4th of the 5 new rides in the area is the Airwalker, which they refer to as a disco, but it's not really a disco because discos are supposed to be a rounded vehicle with people facing outward. This is an elongated vehicle with people facing one another, so it's very similar to a disco, but not quite. It's more like Oscar's Wacky Worm at Busch Gardens, things like that. This is all it does, just spins around and goes back and forth up this half pipe here. The billboard behind it is probably the coolest part of the entire experience. There is one other cool little touch about the Airwalker though. This beach here, the sand in front of the Airwalker, is supposed to be reminiscent of the Outer Banks of North Carolina, so they're trying to keep the Carolina feel here with this area. And our 5th and final new ride in the area is Air Racers. This is my personal favorite in the area. It basically just spins you around and then tilts you to the side very quickly until you go fully upside down. You could spin either clockwise or counterclockwise. You don't know which way you're going to spin or how long you're going to be held upside down, so it's very random and unexpected, which is really cool. If there's one thing that I'm a little afraid of at theme parks, it's being held upside down, but surprisingly I didn't mind this that much. I guess it's because you're moving forward the whole time. It feels more like a stall on a roller coaster than it does an actual being held upside down. It's a really awesome ride. So we hope you enjoyed this look at some of the theming highlights at Carowinds. In particular, as I mentioned earlier, we thought Aeronautica Landing was amazing. The theming in that area was incredible. And if you notice, all of the new rides are all flat rides. That's okay though, because it's sandwiched in between Afterburn and Copperhead Strike, so it really doesn't need a whole lot of coasters in that area. It's actually a smart use of the land there to put in a bunch of flat rides. Plus, with a total of 14 coasters at this park, another one would have been completely unnecessary. So we really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, we would appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up. And also subscribe to the channel. Every like and subscribe is a big help to the channel. Also, please be sure to check out our Instagram page, which is appearing way behind Jen's head, right behind me. And also below that is our threads handle. At the bottom of the screen is our email address. Please feel free to email us any questions, comments, constructive criticism. We'll read everything. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for watching, but the fun's not over yet. Click the box in front of my face for another fun video, or click my tree to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss another video.